Hey guys, I'm going to be talking about my Icon setup on my 3rd gen 4Runner. I'm going to be going through my experience over the past 2 years that I've had this setup. I get a lot of questions about it on Instagram, so I thought I'd just make a quick video, throw up on YouTube and Instagram to kind of explain my experience with it. So when I first got my suspension, I thought it was super stiff. I was freaking out. I was like, man, this is going to suck. Like, the ride quality off-road is going to be terrible. But as I kept using it, and the more times I'd be clenching for a bump, it was like it was a pillow. Completely smooth. Around town, it's nice and stiff. So when you're running around corners, the whole body is not leaning over all crazy when you're hitting turns. It is a stiffer dampening than, let's say, like King suspension is kind of like the main competitor. I guess you could say Fox is in there, but I feel like King and Icon are really like the 2 most popular suspension setups right now. And you don't really see a lot of 3rd gens with Icon setups on them. There's a lot of like Toy Tech, Bilsteins, Old Man Emu. Now you're starting to see a lot more King shocks. So I personally installed my Icon suspension originally with the Stage 2 lift. So you get the front coilovers, you get the Uniball upper control arms, and you get the 2-inch rear smooth body shocks. Later on, eventually, I upgraded the rear shocks to the 2.5-inch diameter with the CDC valving. And hopefully eventually here soon, once my front coilovers need to be rebuilt, I'm gonna upgrade them to the CDC valving so I have that adjustability. One of the reasons that I went Icon is one of my good friends, Gavin. He had a 5th gen 4Runner with like the full Icon suspension setup. And learning later on, I'm happy I went with the Icons because now that I'm gonna be starting adding bumpers and more weight to the 4Runner, it's gonna make the ride a lot smoother because it has that extra dampening over, say, how soft a King shock is or how soft Fox shocks are. So I'm really excited for that. So I installed my lift myself. I have my older cousin Brian works at Toyota, so I was actually able to use his lift, all his tools that he's got there, so it made the job a lot easier. Who the hell is texting me? He had all the tools necessary to make the job a lot easier. So he had an air hammer to blow out the old ball joints out of the spindle, had every tool we needed. He had all the torque specs that we needed, everything that we needed to do. Had one of the alignment guys align the 4Runner for free. Another note on Icon is that I gotta say their customer support is really awesome. There's been so many times where I've messaged them on Instagram or I've emailed them or I've called them personally and they get back to me right away, and their knowledge on things is super incredible. Like, I had a small issue when I was putting the lift on and I called them right away and they're like, hey man, this is what you gotta do, this makes it easier for you. So stuff like that really boost my confidence in the suspension setup, not alone like the company being so great, but also the build quality and the knowledge that's behind that suspension. And so lastly, a lot of people ask me if I recommend Icon, and it all depends on your driving characteristics, where you're driving and how you drive. I live in a mostly desert, mountainy area, and I think the Icons are perfect for that because you can really go more flat out. You can smash bumps a lot faster and it's a lot smoother. I have a good friend of mine who has a King setup on his Tacoma, and driving around town, it's super soft. He's hitting corners and his tires are rubbing on his fenders because of how soft the suspension is. I get a lot of people on Instagram asking me, do I recommend Icon? And I always tell them yes, but always do your research. What vehicle you're putting it on, how your driving characteristics are, what you want out of your suspension. The biggest thing that I like about Icon and King shocks is that they're fully rebuildable systems. So say a seal fails and you're losing oil in your shock, they'll send parts out. You can send your shocks into a shop that's authorized by them because Icon no longer does service. So this will be the last suspension setup that I ever really put on the 4Runner necessarily, because I can go get a service kit, get it serviced, and then brand new suspension all over again. I don't have to pay another $1,000 or $2,000, $3,000 on a whole new setup when I can just rebuild them for a couple $100s. So I've got to say, overall, my experience has been great with the Icons. Just do your research, like I said. Everybody's driving is different than mine. Everybody wants a different comfort level. Everybody wants the adjustability. I personally love my Icon setup, but that doesn't mean you will. So do your research, watch all the YouTube videos, read all the forums, and find the suspension that's right for you. I just wanted to make this quick video about Icon suspension. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and hit the little like button and subscribe. Got more videos coming out soon, just trying to think of more ideas to have topics about.